ready to go?
Sure. Start us off.
All right. Yo, welcome. This is the EITR podcast. It's your boy B. Got my dogs with me. I got my boy Josh in the building. We got the boy OP in the building, Canelo's favorite black man. And today, y'all, we have one of the livest DJs in the nation. I'm gonna let him introduce himself though.
Oh, I gotta do it. Okay.
Come on.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? My man, it's me, DJ Leek. I'm not good at introducing myself.
Bro, you a DJ. That's what you're talking about.
I'm like an extrovert introvert though.
Okay.
Yeah, DJ Leek, official DJ for Columbus Crew, Ohio State host, Clippers host, DJ a couple places around the city.
The resume is long.
The resume, hey. No, it's on. No, I'm happy to be here, man. I've been looking forward to this for a minute.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Happy to have you here.
Appreciate you.
Yes,
So before we jump into things, we just had to talk about this. And me and you already, on the same team. Right. But I had to ask, Donda or CLB? Which one do we like?
We started.
Kwame's already rolling his eyes.
I mean, most people know I'm a huge Drake fan. Like, I've been rocking with Drake since So Far Gone, comeback season. What was that? You about to rob a bank?
I was about to praise the Lord.
I would say production wise, Donda, but overall, CLB.
Interesting.
Just because I feel like, I don't know, man. I feel like Ye, like, it's just trying to do his own thing so artistically, like, and more power to him. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and say it was bad because music is subjective. I don't like saying what's good, what's bad. It's just my personal opinion. I just like Ye used to give me bars. Like, he used to give me stuff like I could just, recite. And now I just feel like he just
Whoop-a-dee-scoop.
Yeah, like he just kind of just, I don't know, like he's just trying to go against the grain too much. And Drake just gives you club bangers. He gives you stuff you can bump when you got a shorty coming over, you in the car, you kicking with your boys. Like, I've not heard any Donda played in any clubs I've been to, like, since it came out.
Which is not for the club, but at the same time.
But you as a DJ have chosen not to play any
Oh
Donda.
no, I play.
You the fucking problem. It's your fault.
I played some Ye tracks.
Well, what do you got? What is club friendly off Donda to you?
Hurricane for sure.
I mean, it just depends on the setting. Like, I'll play Jail sometimes. Like, it just depends on the setting. Like, it's just like, you got to think as a DJ, like, my job is to keep things upbeat, like, depending on where I'm at. And like Ye stuff is like very like, I don't want to say it like this, but it's like almost like kind of, I mean, the album is basically a spiritual album, so it's like, you just got to be in the right setting. All right. So like, say like we're at a house party though, right? And it's going, like, I could drop some Ye because like, it's not so much of a like, we're selling bottles, we're trying to get drinks flowing, like we just really just out there vibing. But like, if I'm trying to get guys to buy women drinks and stuff like that, like I'm about to play Girls Want Girls.
I don't know.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm sure we'll dive into it deeper, but like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's the tune, bro. Because I'm
very interesting.
But nah, speaking of the club though, and I like your analysis of that.
I do.
CLB. Oh yeah, sorry. I love the analysis, but Josh had something funny to say. Well, he said something funny, but like, this is actually a real relevant thing. He wants to know why, and Josh, please elaborate when I say this.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to know why DJs don't shut the fuck up when they like are like, this is DJ NV. Like, nigga, we don't want to hear your tag, bro.
DJ, acknowledge my presence.
I actually hate drops. I don't have a drop, and people always look at me sideways when I don't. They're like, you don't have a drop? What? They're like, you DJ Leek, this and that. Like, you don't have any. I'm like, no, because like the thing people have to understand, like, and I wish, like, it's not about me. Like, no one's really coming to see me. Like, no one cares. No one cares like that you're DJ Pauly D or DJ. No, like, you're not a celebrity. Like, just play the music, shout some people out, buy some drink. You know what I'm saying? Like, have fun. I hate DJ drops like I don't know. It's to me, it's just corny. Like now, unless like you have a really dope one, like where it's not too corny. Like my boy Bobby has one, and it's the way like Bobby Boucher. Like it's kind of hard. But like when it's like DJ Infamous, the coldest DJ in the
world.
in the
You
world.
know about the drama, DJ drama?
Right, it's like, bro, come on. But not a but,
Gangsta grills, you bastard. Like,
but like not a, that was cool back then though. Like, it was cool like in that era. But like
but it ain't now.
but now it's like, bro, I'm here to talk to these shorties. I'm here to buy drinks and buy bottles. I don't care about you. Play the songs that I want to hear so I can drink, hit on these women, and go home.
Facts. I mean, because like to be fair though, I'm like, you know, because we've had a conversation on this before, and like what the other person said was something like, well, like, dude, you don't come here for like a Spotify playlist. And it's like low key, I do sometimes. You know what I mean? Like low key, I'm serious. Like low key, I'm like just play the freaking song. You know what I mean? Let me do the song. You know what I mean? And just let it roll. But like as a DJ though, do you feel like, because like you're established, right? But do you ever feel like there might be some kind of pressure there to kind of promote yourself? Because you know, it's an individual league. You gotta.
That's what social media. That's what social media is for. If I'm promoting myself enough outside the club, then I don't have to do it inside the club. Like I don't have to tell people who I am when they walk in. Like you already know who's DJing when you walk in, because like you know my face, like you know my presence, because I'm doing it outside of the club. So like I think like if you're a DJ, if you're an athlete, like you know, your social media presence is free. Like it's literally free to promote yourself. You know, so like I think like, you know, obviously the way to promote yourself in a club too is to play a good set. If I'm in a club and I'm playing good, people are gonna come up and like, bro, like you got an IG, bro, like can I book you for a party? That's how you promote yourself. Do your job, you know, perfect your craft. So all that other stuff is like, you know, you're just asking for attention, in my opinion. Like if you gotta like drop your name and like, I saw Funk Flex doing some stuff on Instagram and I was just cringing. Like he would stop the music. He'd be like, Funk Flex, don't know how I do New York.
Listen, bro. Growing up in New York, every New Yorker has been like, yo, shut the fuck. Because he will stop the song and be like, y'all ain't ready for this. Bro, drop like 10 bombs. Start the
like,
song
if
over
I ever
again.
like get famous enough to where we run in the same path and he sees us, I'm gonna be like, bro, I'm sorry, I meant it. Like stop talking.
Nobody wants to tell the truth. C said, absolutely not. Biggie was hurt when Pac got at him.
Like, please. When I moved to AZ, it's just music is just so like depending on the setting, because out west you're not hearing the whole song. You might get 30 seconds to a minute. Those dudes, oh my gosh. I remember when I first moved to Arizona, I went to the clubs. I was like, yo, what is going on? Like you would hear, y'all gonna make me lose my mind, big strap, dun, dun, dun. Like, and then like,
wow,
you would hear, no Master P, Tim, and then boom, boom. Like, because like out there, like
quick
it's
cut.
energy, it's quickness. Like the whole, like you might hear 200 songs in an hour, but like it's just because like they're trying to keep, like you gotta think out, like out west, it's like fast, and it's like we're here till like 3 a.m., 4 a.m. Like, and we got to keep people. Well, you got to understand too, like, I mean, in bigger clubs, like people are doing a lot more different stuff too. So like they got to stay, you know, like Ohio, everyone's just kind of drinking, chilling. Like you go to Vegas, you go to Cali, you go to AZ, like people probably aren't just drinking, you know?
So to expand on that too, though, because that was a great question, Josh. But as far as that goes, right? Not playing, like, what is your preference? Do you prefer to play maybe like half a song? Like,
I like the quick mixing because that makes me think faster, because I'm an overthinker. So like when I quick mix, I don't think as much, because I'm like, either you're gonna play it or you're not. It's gonna work or it's not, and if it doesn't, boom, we're out of it. But like when I play a whole song and it's just it's just kind of dragging. If it's working for some people but it's not for some, it's just kind of like a lag. So it's just like, you know, you might be over there like, I might be caught up, and then somebody else is like, bro, like I'm not feeling headlines right now. but with quick mixing, you'll hear your song, and someone that doesn't like it, they don't have to hear it as long. So like it allows me to be like, boom, in and out, boom, in and out, boom, in and out. That way I'm pleasing everyone. I could play some EDM for like a minute, boom, high energy, got them, boom, pop song, Ariana Grande, boom, got them, boom, Pop Smoke, boom, got them. But like when I'm slowly mixing and it's like I got 2 rap songs, 3 rap songs, okay, now like I've allowed the club to slow down too much. And like things are, the energy's not the same. But like when I'm quick mixing, I can get in and get out and make everybody happy. That's why I personally like it, because I can kind of get through stuff and not feel like I'm stuck in a place. Like if I'm playing EDM for 5 minutes, it's like y'all gonna look at me like, all right, Leek, like
turn it up, nigga.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then when I play rap, like the EDM people are gonna be like, can you play some like, Tiesto? And it's just like, well, if I'm doing it quick,
It's funny you made him sound like that too. You were like, "Hey, Leek.
Oh man,
can I hear some Skrillex?
Can you play Closer by Chainsmokers?
Smokers, please."
And then I mean, I've grown to like all of it, but it's not everybody's cup of tea. But
so are you mixing off the cuff every night, or you got a little USB stick, little sneaky little thing every now and then?
I've probably freestyled 98% of my sets.
Fuck yeah, man. Damn.
Wow.
Yeah. Like I might like sit like if you ever see me at like Seesaw, you might see me in the back just like picking songs I want to play, but like, I don't know when I'm gonna play them. I'm just kind of like I'm just kind of like these are songs I want to be played tonight. But like for the most part, like 98% of my sets, like I'm just the first song. I'm like, okay, let's see where we go from here. Because like you have to feel it out. Like music is like it's a feeling. It's not a unless you're on the radio station, it's not a calculated thing. Because I can prepare a whole set. And like I'm about to kill the club with this, and then I see
walk in that motherfucker, and it's not what you
a
thought.
whole different clientele, and I'm like, yep.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn,
that's like the genius. That's like the genius of music selection. Like if you knowing your shit, like your craft, like knowing like.
But that's what makes it. Today is crazy too, because like you would think like, okay, like a room full of black people walk in, they want rap, but that room full of black people might be like from the islands. They might not even want to hear rap. They might want to hear
Sean Paul.
Yeah, some reggaeton. Like they want to hear some dance hall, some Afro beats. A bunch of white people might walk in. Okay, they want to hear some pop. They want to hear some alternative rock. They might want to hear all Migos. So like you really never know, and that's the crazy thing. Like I've done some parties for like 30-year-old white people, and they're like, "Yo, we want to hear all 90s hip hop." And I'm like, "All right, like, okay, we can do that."
But you do such like a broad range of like events. So like at things like parties and such, like you have like more like creative like authority on like what gets played. When you go to like clubs though, is there any like pressure from like club owners to like, okay, you have to play this kind of music, or you have, and if so, like how does that feel?
Yes, there is. Not directly, but being in it long enough, you kind of know from like what club you get booked at, like what they want. At the end of the day, me and Brendan B, we talked about this in the car. It's a game. It's a business, and you have to, I mean, it's just like if you get on a bat, like, say like you're a shooter, right? And you get picked to play in the Nets. Yeah. You want to go in there. You're trying to shoot 20, 30 shots, but you play with KD and you play with Harden and you play with Durant. You got to know your role. Yeah. It's a business. It's a game. We're trying to win a championship. Same thing with clubs. We're trying to sell bottles. We're trying to keep it safe. And we're trying to get drinks flowing, and we're trying to increase revenue. So like if I come in there like I'm about to play all this, all that, and like the crowd's not moving, no one's feeling it, then like I look stupid. Like I might think I'm playing the hottest set, but like if the bar's not making money, and like people are just standing around looking cool, then like it doesn't matter. Now I get what you're saying, like playing some clubs, like I might not be able to play as much rap, but there's some clubs where like they want all rap. But like it's upsetting. It's a thin line because like some people are like, man, like I hate coming to this place because like you don't get to play much rap. It's like, well, go to like EXO or Avalon, they play all rap, and it's like, no, it's too hood for me. It's like, well, what do you want? Like I just play right. Exactly. I'm scared. But that proves my point. But like that proves my point. Like people get upset. Like certain places, like like I wish they played more rap. It's like, well, there are places that do play all rap, but it's like, no, like that's too much for me. It's like, so all right, it's like, what do you want from us? Like, what do you really want? Like, you want to? It's a thin line.
Sprinkle in a little bit of Pop Smoke every now and then, bro.
I definitely try to play a little bit of everything. Like obviously, like I'm not gonna play like 42 Doug all night, but I definitely, Right. He has some like there's a lot of great rap music out there. Like, even though it's a little hood, it's like, yo, this song's a banger.
Yeah,
it's hard.
People want to hear that shit.
They do, but people also are always people. It's a psychological thing too, man. Like people just don't know how to act. And it's not fair because like it's just like anything in any field, one bad apple can ruin the whole bunch. And like the thing is you can't let that one bad apple do that because then like it's gonna affect everything long term. You know what I'm saying? So it sucks. Like, go ahead.
So let me expand on that for the month.
Yeah, please explain me why do these clubs hate these niggas, man? Please explain.
I'm going to say something, and it's going to be controversial, but let's keep it a stack.
Oh God.
I kind of feel like people think that since we listen to the guys like 42 Dugg, Future, like real thug shit, like Pop Smoke, the Migos, they insinuate that type of music is going to bring in more violence into their club. Typically speaking, I don't agree with that because we've also heard Jordan Belfort and then like somebody gets smacked with a bottle. Like that happens. So it's like, I don't like the negative connotation that rap gets in these predominantly Caucasian bars where they're thinking that, oh, like we're about to play Migos. We don't want your kind here. If that's the case, then tell Billy down the street not to pull up because he has a Migos poster on his wall. So it's kind of like, make it make sense to me because I mean, I like the Migos. I don't have a murder rap sheet. I'm not a criminal. What you trying to say? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand it.
That's like just music. That's like job. Like that's like job, the career field. Like, I mean, that's just like, I don't know. You could go to New Albany, walk to the supermarket, and like you're gonna get looks probably.
Fuck you.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like it's kind of like, and I hate to say it's just the world we live in. Is, I mean, think about when NWA first came out and like what they did to the culture. Like they made it to where these concerts and stuff where they're like, if you show up and do this concert, we're coming to like arrest you type stuff because it was getting so crazy. So like I think just it even goes back to times like that where it's just like rap just has that connotation of just like aggressive like violence. You know what I'm saying? And like obviously.
It is.
But hold on.
I'm not excusing it.
No, you're not. But I kind of feel like we're forgetting about groups like AC/DC and Guns N' Roses and like all those guys that were literally doing what rappers do, which is, hook up with chicks, do drugs, and party and damage hotel rooms.
But
like if you watch,
their lyrics aren't geared around shooting people and
But like they're inside, but they do incite riots.
Like as a club owner, you have to weigh like, do you want murders or do you want sexual assault? You kind of have to balance that. You know what I mean?
Jesus.
Which one would you like?
Christ. But I just think
we've all been in frat houses before. We've all been there. Jordan Belfort. Yeah, we know.
He's not lying, but like these things do happen and they're unfortunate. But I just think that like I'm kind of tired of having to hear music because you don't want a certain demographic in there. Like that's weird. So how about you just play a mix of everything all night and see where the night goes?
There's a simple eye test that you can do when you go to any bar or club, or especially a club. You go to the bar, you look at the bottle selection they have. If they don't have Hennessy, they're not playing hip hop. Get out.
Get the hell out.
It's crazy. As funny as that is, like when I first was coming up, as funny as it is, like I noticed that. Like a lot of like homies would be like, yo, y'all have Hennessy here? And like my manager would be like, no, we don't carry that. I'm like, we don't carry Henny. I'm like,
we not had that.
I was confused. I was always confused. I'm like, why don't we carry Henny? And I was like, oh,
you know why?
Now I
you know the crowd that comes.
Has anyone ever told you like explicitly, Leek, like don't play this music?
Yes,
we don't want this kind of crowd.
Yes.
How'd that go? Like, how'd that go down? And then two, like, how
I hated it. It was the work. Like it was actually when I DJ'd at Gasworks, and I was like, this is when I first was in my DJ career. I was probably like
Gasworks
22, 23. And the manager was like, he was like, I mean, there's been managers circled in and out of like when I played like Brothers not long ago, like they let me play whatever. But when I was first coming up, way different story. Like it was like, like they were like, no, like you gotta play as less hip hop as possible. I played Fancy by Iggy and I got in trouble.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, hey, those are the same bars that have like no white t-shirts, no Timberlands, no fitted caps, no jeans,
Right.
no
Basically, no
Converse.
niggas.
Right, literally. Though.
But
If you
like-
have
but
this
like-
skin color, don't come.
Right. But like niggas from like 2006, like they're banning Nelly. Like
Here's
here's
the crazy thing. Here's the science behind it and the trend.
Mhm.
I've seen it for the past 10 years. Things get bad. They stop playing hip hop as much, and crowd clears out a little bit, and it gets slower. Revenue goes down. Your clientele isn't as big. You slowly start to play hip hop again. You start to get your
back in.
You start to get your normal. You kind of get your normal crowd back. This and that, and then like things become known that okay, this bar plays hip hop. So then you start getting the bad apples again. And I'm not saying black. I'm saying black or white. You just get the type
bad people. Bad people come in all different
bad
shape, sizes.
I'm just saying bad apples. And then you start getting people that just in there just want attention. That's really the key. It's not even people that like, it's not really the music. It's just the type of people that are coming in that just want the attention. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's a
like
black
reverse. It's like reverse gentrification.
Yeah,
type
that's a black and white thing, bro. Like if you're playing a bunch of EDM and someone's just wilding out, like doing crazy stuff,
Dude, where's the mole? I'm so
Like,
mole right now.
or people just being rude, or like people just want attention. Like in today's
bro, it's just corny.
And you can tell that it's a revenue thing because right now after COVID, the revenue's down. Columbus, Ohio's on some. Hey, if they die, they die. Hey, we playing this hip hop. We getting them back in this club.
People are shooting a lot.
It's violent, man.
I would say that Columbus clubs have slowed down on a lot of hip hop, like in my opinion, at least in the fall, going into the fall. But like honestly, like as a person who's lived in Columbus 10 years and like has been in the scene, like I think it was needed to slow things down because like, bro, I've never seen the city like this.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've never seen this many shootings, heard of this many shootings.
Crazy.
In the short north.
Yeah, bro.
You gotta remember the short north was taken over by the LGBTQ community. Yeah, they basically renovated this whole area.
I learned something new today.
Like
Right.
it wasn't this wasn't just like Columbus, Ohio wants to make the short. No, like that community, like really, like if you like you see Union there, Access, like it's the short north arts and entertainment district. Like
right.
And they're very strict. Like even at like Seesaw, like on the patio, you can't have the music too loud because like they just like they're very strict with their rules. And like it's like an alliance, I think, like the Short North Alliance. So it's not always just the clubs, like it's people that you don't see that run stuff too. Like it's like, yeah, we want to do this, we want to do that. Like, people. I remember I used to book tables on the patio, and people like, bro, can like they turn it up out here? I'm like, no.
Like, no.
So that's the thing about being in the industry and the scene. Like I see things that you guys don't see all the time. So like
you're in the background.
Yeah, I'm in the background.
Yeah.
So like for me it sucks because like I'll hear your guys' voices and I'm like, I get it. And then like I turn around and like I like hear my owner's voice. And I'm like, I get it. So it's just like,
And when
that's why private events are the best.
That's the best for sure. So like when people are like in your ears and stuff, especially in these cities, there's always people behind the scenes, whatever. Let's say like a local artist were to pull up on you and like, hey yo, Leek. Like,
happens all the time.
You know what I mean? You gotta drop my shit, man. I'm the next hottest thing out here. Like, how do you like is it really like your discretion for like, you know what I mean? Or is it like, nah, the club owner wouldn't fuck with it? Like
my thing is just like I just haven't heard enough good music that's been brought to me that like I can trust anyone. Like people come up to me all the time with music and I'm like, bro, this is just not good.
It's not
It's
good.
just not good. It's not mastered. Your bass is too crazy. The hook
We're not hating. We're telling you the truth.
it's not good.
It's just not good, nigga.
Constructive
That
criticism.
sucks though. That sucks though because like that's how hip hop has like thrived from like its inception, right? Is like the DJs would get it jumping, and then the city would follow, and then it would be on the radio, and then they hit that global like success.
I know, man. It's tough because most of it, like now, like everybody just wants to hear the hits though. Like nobody wants to hear
the local guy.
The guy who graduated from Reynoldsburg High School, like, like anybody trying to hear him, like,
Yeah.
You know, and that's what's crazy though. Like back in the day, you could drop a record and they're like, "Yo, this record is hot. Who is this?" But now people are like, "Yo, this is not Drake. This is not
This ain't
Future, this is
Drizzy."
not Thug. Where's Thug? Where's Future?"
Right.
We need to talk about that, man.
And it's like, yo, but
That's annoying.
it's like, yo, this guy lives here. He's up, and people are like, so I don't care.
That's crazy though. That's
Yo,
crazy
real
though.
Quick, I'm about to plug somebody. Yo, Sky West, bro, needs to be heard. Like this kid is him and his brother Ty, they mix and master all their own work. It is like they just recorded it in like a $20 million studio, bro. Like their shit is
Sky's good.
what's fire.
What's the Instagram handle?
Sky West, yeah, Sky West 4, I think. Bro, it's tough, bro. Like
He's good. He doesn't belong in Columbus.
he doesn't though. Like he's too good for this, like this city. Like he's making the songs. He's making the songs where, like, if we put it on in the club, I know you niggas is dancing to it. And if I told you this was like old Drake, you would think it was hard. Like, I swear to God, they would do that, bro. Sky's fire, bro.
The thing
Do you think
go ahead.
I was gonna say, do you think it's Columbus alone, or do you think it's all of Ohio that's the issue?
It's not an Ohio. It's not an Ohio thing, dude. It's just like, trust me, I've been to like. Actually, no, that's false. Because like when I went out to LA for a conference, like they were hyping their people. It's like, yo, this is so and so, new stuff coming out. But it was also like at a conference, which is different. But it's just like, it's just a different era. Like people want, it's all right. Here's the thing. Music, clubs, it's all psychological. People like familiarity. When you go to a club, you're expecting what? You're going to drink the same drinks you drink. Tequila, pineapple on the rocks, please. Bart, like people, they know your drinks. You're going to get the same stuff.
Penny lemonade. And
you want to hear the same songs. Like that's what makes it tough to almost get creative, because it's like people don't want to come and be surprised. You don't want to go to a Seesaw or a Gala or a Bar 23 and be surprised by a 2-hour set of stuff you've never heard. You're gonna be like, all right, like, bro, what are you doing? Like you want to go and hear stuff that you know, because like you want to go have a good time and go home. Like it's a familiarity thing.
But I also, I mean, like you said, it's familiarity. But like for the people that like actually enjoy like music, like, bro, I remember I was just looking at a podcast. It was like the $1 million worth of game, and they play a new artist, or they have people send in songs before they start the show. And I instantly added a song on my library because that shit was fire.
Yeah, but you're not spending money there.
Yeah, you right. But like I'm spending my time.
Yeah, that's true.
Time is money now.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? Like I don't mind, bro. There's guys I'm listening to right now that are new and they're fire. No one knows them yet. Only few people are like catching on, but like no one knows them yet. And I'm cool with that because like they're gonna reach their, their heights. That is true.
You got to think the average person that works at Nationwide who just wants to go out, have a good time, get away from their day job, they're not trying to hear about.
Can you play Nelly Hot in here? I just saw his Burger King commercial and I just think it's really cool. Fantastic.
So,
that's true though. That's very, very true.
So I mean, it's just tough, man. Like I mean, like whenever I go to different cities, like I know I want to have a good time. Like I don't want to hear a bunch of new stuff. Like play stuff I can dance to, that I can kick it to, put on my Instagram story.
But the vibes be so different.
I honestly think that like people in Columbus, Ohio, don't understand how spoiled they are.
How so?
Like, bro, it's when I first went out to AZ, it's like mini Vegas. Like you'll hear hip hop, but like most of the clubs out there are like a Seesaw type, high energy. You'll hear hip hop sprinkled in here and there. Honestly, like I've heard Justin play more hip hop than I had like when I was out there. Like when I first went, like to hear hip hop, you'd have to go like to Mint or International, which were the predominantly like hood spots, all all black spots. And then like I've been to other cities too, where it's just like I don't know, like I mean it's different. Like when you go to like a New York, you're gonna be able to hear hip hop. It's an urban place, know. But if you go to Miami, you go to 11, you go to Dre's, places like that.
Only fucking EDM.
Until they're playing EDM until Travis Scott is performing there. Get your tickets now.
Yeah, that's a good point though.
Because Travis and Drizzy performed at 11, so them prices skyrocketed.
Depends on the DJ too for those clubs. Like there's a DJ out in Vegas named DJ Franzen, and his tag is literally like no EDM, but he's known as like a hip hop DJ. He actually helped Drake make the motto.
Whoa.
He said Drake was in Vegas. wanted like him to come to the studio or like help with a song. He said he played him that beat and he was like, yo, basically made the song that night. You know, when he says like me and Fran, that's DJ Franzen. He's very popular in Vegas. Not to get too off track, but like it's just crazy how stuff like that works.
Yeah.
But
Stuff like that works.
But yeah, like when you go to, I mean, think about it. When you go to Vegas, when you go to LA, when you go to Miami, like what do you hear most of the time? You Drake and like what? Like, you know, so I think, you know, people in Columbus like don't understand that like it's not that bad here.
At least you get something. So like for you, one thing I will point out though, let's keep it a stack. Columbus is actually playing a lot of EDM. It's like choking us lately. Since I've moved here.
Yeah, it depends where you go.
Depends on where you go, but like if you know, like when you go to Block, that's all you hear right here. When you would go to like
graphic for Block.
I mean, you can't play some Waka Flocka and that shit wouldn't go off.
I think it would, but
yeah. So why not just play everything? I don't understand why people just play one like set of me. Like I don't get that. Probably a nigga that can only play one set, which is level up. Yeah, that's true. That's true too.
I got one question for Leek.
Yeah, go ahead.
So like you mentioned, like I forgot what artist you guys were talking about earlier. I forgot his name. Sorry, but you said he was too big for Columbus, right? He was like bigger than Columbus.
Oh, okay. I wouldn't say he's too big. I would just
no. Just like in like how how good his craft was. Like he's still talented, right? Yeah. But my man's Leek. So are you. So I wonder what keeps a person like you in Columbus. Like, why haven't you gone to like?
Because I wanna help. I wanna be here to help change things. Like I wanna there's already good DJs in LA. There's already good DJs in New York, Miami. Like that's cool. Like I could go make connects to any of those cities. Like I can move and just say F it. But like this is a home. Like I did that. I left for Arizona. Things didn't work out. And I was like, you know, I have the opportunity to like really make a name for myself in Ohio and in Columbus. And I can always travel and I will. But it's like it's almost like when Bron, I'm not trying to compare myself to Bron. This is a metaphor, but it's like Bron left, got his chip, learned how to do it correctly, and brought it back. So like that's my goal. Like if I DJ like out in AZ, if I go to other places, is like to bring different. Like when I came back, when I came back from AZ, I was like, there's no R&B being played in the city anywhere, or that I knew of.
It's facts.
Like at all. Not even in like a set anywhere. Like you would go to XO, you'll hear hip hop. Avalon hear hip hop. You go to Seesaw, EDM, hip hop. But nowhere like could we hear like some real like grown folk type stuff like and just vibe out. So I was like, I'm gonna start an R&B night. No one's.
Oh, was that
like,
you?
At 23,
R&B night. Oh wow.
Yeah,
okay.
I started that. We started before COVID, and then obviously you know the world took a turn. Like we started that, and I came up with the name Nightcap, all that, all the marketing. Like I did all that. So like that's my goal is to like leave. Like keep this home base, leave, you know, go travel, do different things. Like you'll see me in AZ, you'll see me, you know, different places and come back and like help elevate the city. Cause like I do love it here. Like I love Columbus. It's fun. Like the people are fun. Like it's great people. And like y'all deserve a good time too. So like, and people respect me and like have shown me so much love that at this point, I'm just like, man, like I want to do my part. I want to do my part here. Cause the city's growing too. We're behind Jacksonville for 13th biggest. I think in 5 years, we'll be top 10. You know,
I thought we were in the top 10 originally, like behind Atlanta. So
and like that's the thing, man. Like they got their DJs, like they got their guys. Like it'd be one thing to go be another guy. I don't want to be another guy. Like I want to help. Like I want to be one of Doug. Yeah, one of the guys.
Yeah.
So where it's like, man, like we need some fun. It's like, all right, like what can we cook up? That's why I love Ascend. I don't know if you guys know Ascend, he runs Club Paradise.
Yeah.
Like that dude. Like that's basically like the role I want to play. Like. Whenever I don't think he'll ever be done, but like that's what I want to do is like help create more things like Club P, you know, the dinners he's doing, you know, my R&B nights. Like I told you in the car, my goal for 2022 is to do more private events. Yo, what are we doing tonight? It's a Saturday night. Leek's having a private event. Like we're good. We just got to pull up. You pull up, you know, you pull up, it's like 50, 70 people, like not too big, but it's like, it's a vibe.
Yeah.
It's a vibe. No drama, no stress. Don't have to worry about nobody going crazy. We know everybody in there. You know what I'm saying? Like we create our own vibe and then like we let that grow. That's why I love Social, because like when I first started DJing at Social, and I don't know if you guys were here.
RIP Social, bro.
What do they call it though? They call it something else too.
R.I.P. to Social. That was
I
was a wave.
I remember when I first got the call. My boy Ken hit me up on Facebook. He's like, "Hey, I got to go out of town. Can you come fill in and play at this place called Social?" I had never been, never seen, never heard. I'm like, "Yeah, I'm trying to get my feet wet in the scene." So I pull up, and this place is dead, bro. It's like Asian students in there, like I'm like, "Yo, what the hell did I just get myself into?" I was like, I didn't even see Asian students go out. Like, but I'm saying it's that, like, I'm just like, what? Like, it's so dead in here. And so like, so I still haven't seen it. I gotta watch it.
Yo, we can watch that.
And so like, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna be out of town. And so I went in there, I did my little set, I did the top 40 stuff, the hip hop, I kept it cool, did what I had to do. And then he was like, hey, I heard you played a good set. Would you want to fill in? I'm like 23, 24 at the time. I'm like, yeah, like, cause I'm trying to get my feet wet in the city. And so I did that. And like, at this time, like, I had a pretty good platform. I knew people. And so it was Mo Yates and my boy Eisen Hardy's birthday. And so they pulled up, bought like hella sections, and I just played like hip hop all night, and it went up like I had never seen. So the next week, somebody else bought sections. Hannah Montana. Like, and then after that,
Hannah Montana era.
And this, and this is when it was fresh.
Wow.
Oh my God, when it was fresh.
Wow.
You gotta think.
That's a vibe.
Not, bro. So like every Saturday, social Saturday, and the crazy thing too, like it'll be like 11:50 dead, nobody in there. But every night, every Saturday at 12, I look up, pack, shoulder to shoulder, bottles flying out. Like it was crazy, bro. The run there was nuts. Like social Saturdays were like, and it wasn't even just Saturdays. Like there was other people in the city on Fridays doing stuff. Like social was the spot, bro. But we had no problems. It was a vibe. We knew everybody in there. It wasn't a big space. It was intimate. It was awesome. So like that's like kind of the vibes I want to bring back. Intimate, small, a vibe. So
and secure. I hear that because it's like in terms of like Ohio, I always say this, especially being in New York now. Like people in New York act like Ohio doesn't even exist. Like it's just a dust bowl somewhere,
which is insane. We were just talking about that in the whip though too.
Right? Because I think what's crazy is like cities like cities like Cleveland, right? Hella rep, everyone knows Cleveland. But if you ask anyone from here, Cleveland's like third or fourth on their list of like best cities around. Like it usually goes Columbus first. If you're from Cincy, you'll definitely say Cincy. And then you probably say Cleveland, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, why can't places like Columbus, have that same culture that Cleveland does? Like, where's our Mac Millers, our Wiz Khalifas? You know what I'm saying? Where they at?
We don't it doesn't have a culture. It's a new city. You gotta think Cleveland's been around. Cleveland's had Cuddy, MGK, Bone Thugs and Harmony, Chip the Ripper, Corey Bapes, Doughboy. Like that's like that's people right there. Cincy's had
Fuego Tunes.
I mean, Cleveland's honestly the only city with a culture, a music culture. You got to remember, Dublin used to be cornfields.
Yeah.
Now they have a whole Bridge Park. North used to have a mall down here.
You also got to think though that like more people when they left the South moved to Cleveland for like industrial jobs. So there's more black people up there than anything, and that's why there's like a hip hop culture. Yeah. So like.
Hey, that's do-rag knowledge right there, man.
Do-rag activity.
Knowledge.
But go ahead.
I'm telling you, this is it's on your shoulders, man. It's on you, man. You about to be the next Dr. Dre, man. I'm telling you, play those local artists. See what happens, man.
The thing is, like, I'm down to, bro. It just has to make sense. Like,
if it don't make dollars, I ain't playing it.
The thing, like, okay, like, what's crazy? Remember in Kanye's interview with Sway? When he's like, you're not in these meetings. Like, you don't know what it's like to, like, that's kind of what it is, bro. Like, it's not that I don't want to, but it's like, man, the resources, like, I just need resources. I just need venues, and that's it. Mm-hmm. Like, I just need venues and like people actually being willing to pay for a product. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm down to do private events, but they're not going to be free. You're definitely going to pay, but the product is going to be great. Like, I'll charge you $10 to come in, but like, you're going to hear all the music you want. The drinks are going to be fire and you're going to feel safe. Like, if you can't pay $10, $15 to come do that, then I don't know what to tell you.
You got to go to work.
Yeah, you gotta go to work.
You gotta go to work. You can't pay $10.
But you know how hard it used to be to get people to pay cover charges?
Well, back in the day, we was all broke. So
Yeah,
I still don't pay a cover charge. I'm still
those
broke.
$10 was going to Wendy's 4 for 4. You feel me? Like it was going to that.
If I ever owned a club in, if I ever owned a
True.
club in Columbus, we would not have sections.
Wouldn't have sections. What?
Nope. You could buy bottles, but nobody would feel more
better than
the other person. Everybody would come in on the same vibe. We all in here to kick it. We gonna dance. We gonna have fun. Nobody's gonna come in here flexing. I don't care how rich you are, what athlete you are. Like you come in here, like it's a good time.
Hey Ma, I bought this. Hey Ma, don't you see what I have in my hand?
Hey man.
Miss.
Like you could buy bottles, but there would be like no like sections.
Bro, honestly, just to piggyback off that, bro, like it's just crazy to me how like people kind of like get a section and then they just feel like they won a championship. Like, nigga, you know you have to pay this bill. Like the team ain't about to pay this shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's been when I moved here in 2018, I remember Monarch was jumping. Whoa. Monarch was going crazy, bro.
Also, RIP Monarch.
RIP Monarch. Damn. And when I went in there, bro, I just got out of college. I'm at a new job. I got to be at work at like 7 a.m, but I keep hearing about this Monarch place. Sorry, my God.
On a Sunday.
On a Sunday, going dummy. So then I go in there. It's this nice chandelier, lights, everybody in sections, people playing. Like this one, like Mo Bamba was like it wasn't corny yet. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't corporate. I got crazy. I remember, bro, I was just looking around and I see this guy and he pulls out, like, I'm not kidding, like a loaf of bread, like of stacks of money. A loaf. And I'm like, oh, I know what time it is. Yeah. And then I remember when they played Obama, everybody is like, dudes I don't even know, like, yeah, like we're all like jumping, and then all of a sudden, like I'm being pushed all the way over here, and there's a fight breaking out. Like some dude's wig is split, like someone smacked him with a vase or something like that, bro.
Oh shit.
Me and my homie, shout out to Cam Gunnels, by the way. Me and my homie go outside. We're like, hey, bro, call the lift, bro. Like these niggas tripping. Like call the lift, bro. Like go. And then all we hear is, oh my mom, I'm about to get the strap. I said, yo, call the lift now. Call it now. So like that was my one. Like I've been to Monarch probably twice. I'll do it again.
So another story, because I'm a young old dude out here. Monarch used to actually be level, and it used to go on Tuesdays. Shout out my boy Tron. Like Tuesday nights, like you would go in there and hear some hip hop, like, and it used to go. And then I think Monarch bought it, but like, bro, Columbus nightlife, like 6 years ago, used to be unprecedented, bro. Like patio days, social days, level Tuesday nights, 4th Street, like Big Bar. Oh my gosh, Big Bar before like it got taken over by, you know, certain promoters and stuff, like used to be the spot, bro. Like you want to talk about like you want to see a Ohio State quarterback, he was at Big Bar. You want to see,
I told you, bro. I used to bounce there.
Potential, yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember. You want to see a Heisman Trophy candidate? Big Bar.
Shout out DJ brother too, because he used to spin on them nights. And G Davis was
yeah. Well, he used to go, bro. We used to go up in there, and then Bullwinkle's open, and they took over. And Bullwinkle's used to go too. You know, when we was in college, obviously, I would never go there now, but
yeah, hell no.
But yeah,
right.
But when you first walked into Bulls as like a 22-year-old,
like, whoa, shit, this shit is big as that. Like, yo.
Bro, what other college campus can you go to, and you see a club like that?
Bro,
Oxford, Ohio.
Whoa, like this is pretty.
Yeah, in
cool.
Ohio, yeah.
Like, and we cut the line and everything. Like, bro, I thought Bulls was the shit. Like, and then I grew up.
Leek, we know you have this like organization that you're running, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is it called? Just Breathe, I believe.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Just Breathe. Would you mind just talking about that really quick? Just kind of what the good work you're doing.
So honestly, man, like DJing and like this mental health stuff for me goes hand in hand. Like, and this isn't something I've really talked about a lot, but like for me, I don't think a lot of people understand what it's like to DJ for 4 hours and like give so much energy and time to people to make sure they have a good time. And then end of the night, boom, it's over.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, you got to flirt with girls, you got to pop bottles, you got to take stories. And like, I had to literally take my mind for 4 hours and program a whole night so that you had fun for your bachelorette party. You had fun for your birthday party. You had fun for your breakup. And it's like at the end of the night, that's why like you see so many people like go to like after hours and stuff. It's like, man, like I need to just like, I need to chill. Like I need to like have a little fun, you know? So like, you know, like growing up, you know, cause I started DJing when I was 18. So like for me, like I've been in the clubs for about, next year will be 10 years. So like, it was just like a struggle to like, just do that night in and night out. And, you know, just feel like, damn, like, you know, everyone else is having so much fun and I'm just kind of working, like I'm getting overlooked. And then obviously regular life too. And then like, you know, when I actually ran track collegiately. And that was like before I DJ'd, you know, to backtrack, and then I got hurt. So my life before DJing was like all sports, as most of our lives were. And like, that was like the only thing I was good at. Like that became my niche, you know, like just running track. My mom, he's like, oh, my baby going to the Olympics, this and that. And I'm just like, yo, chill. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was that serious.
Right.
Like for me and my family, like they was like, yo, like this is like what you do. And, like, that's what I came to believe. So like, I was like one of the top sprinters on my team. Like, nice. You know, I was in conference, like I was leading the 4x4, and then I got hurt. And then everything I knew was just like taken from me. I was like, damn, like, that's all I know. This is who I am. This is my identity.
You kind of felt stripped of that.
I felt stripped, you know, and like going to a small school like Ohio Dominican, you don't have outside friends outside of sports. There's like 3,000 kids. Everyone's an athlete. So like my teammates would be at practice. I'd be in the dorm. Then they wouldn't get out of practice till so late. So I'm like, yo, I gotta go eat. So I'm eating the cafeteria by myself. So I'm just like, yo, this shit sucks. You know, so I had like a dark place, and I was like, man, like this ain't me. Like I can't feel like this every day. So that's when I started watching just like, you know, videos, you know, motivational things every morning before class. And my homies hated me because I started turning into like that super ultra positive dude. Like, what's up, y'all? Like today's quote. And they're like, if you don't shut up, like, you know what I'm saying? But like for me, like they didn't understand, like, yo, I needed that. Like I needed those quotes. I needed that stuff. And then fast forward, you know, life was good. Went to Ohio State, went through some trials and tribulations there. And then it wasn't until I moved out to AZ to where like, you know, I'm coming off like this stretch of like, you know, I'm DJing, I'm at all the clubs, people know me, you know, life is good. You know, I just graduated from Ohio State. And then I go out to AZ and I'm a nobody. Now I'm working at a gym. Now I'm trying to find gigs. Now I'm trying to prove myself. Now I got to find ways to pay rent. And it's like, damn, dude, like my identity gets stripped yet again. You know, so I went through some mental things there. And I was sharing stuff on my Instagram page, just like quotes and stuff. And I would just, you know, just share inspirational stuff. And people would hit me up like, yo, I love what you're doing. Like, keep it up. And I'm like, oh, snap. Like, there's other people going through this too. So I was like, man, like, what if I could do this in person? But I'm in AZ. So I was like, man, like if I ever go back to Ohio, like my goal would be to like do something in person to where people can come and like talk about stuff. And then I just remember one day I was just super frustrated and like I was cooking or something. I was just having a bad day. You know, I'm sure rent was due the next day.
First of the month.
and so I told myself, I'm like, man, just breathe for a second. I'm like, that's it. I'm like, just breathe. Like, that's it. Like, and I just kind of ran with it from there. So, you know, it's been about 3 years. The organization, we're back now, in-person meetings. You know, we've done some great stuff. People love it. They come and like, you know, they get to speak or they can just sit back and listen. You know, we've done some organizational work in the community, you know, homeless stuff, toy drives. So it's been good, man. That's probably one of my proudest things is that. So
what's like a session like at Just Breathe?
So like it's not like an AA meeting, like basically because people always think like that's what it is. Like, I don't want to come to like an AA meeting.
Right. So that's what I was imagining.
So basically I'll prepare something. I'll prepare like the topic, and it's like, it's a discussion based, you know, led session. So it's not me up there saying like, if you want to feel like I do this. It's like, hey, okay, here's a question. Here's a prompt. Well, how do you guys feel about this? And then we let things kind of flow. So it's not me telling you what to do. It's like, okay, like, let's learn from each other. It's like, hey, like I read something in a book this past week that if you do this, blah, 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 it can help you. How do you feel? Someone's like, yeah, like I've done that. It's helped me. Someone else was like, I've never thought of that, but like, I would love to try it. and then people just kind of talk about like their experiences, things like that. Like we've had sessions where like I'll close my MacBook and like it'll just everything just takes off. We had one session where one dude came, didn't know anyone in there. It was the craziest thing. He sat right next to me, didn't know anybody in there, and like he was going through the most stuff ever. Like we literally shifted the session to this person, and like after I'm like, yo man, like did you see it on Instagram? So he's like, nah. I'm like, someone text you about it? He's like, nah. He's like, he's like, yeah, my friend posted it, sent it to me. They didn't even live in Columbus. They just heard about it, sent it to him, and he pulled up. And like, we literally like talked this kid through like everything he was dealing with. And it was just like, damn, like it was crazy. So
that is what we call destiny.
Yeah, truly.
That is, man.
By the way.
So yeah, y'all gotta pull up to one, man. As much as like, you know, people see me like DJing in the clubs, drinking tequila, like a Just Free session is like it's way different.
Way more intimate.
It's serious. It's fun.
Yeah.
Like we laugh, we joke, we kid around, but like we're there to, I'm like, the goal is to make sure like when you leave, you want to come back because you felt so good like after you left.
Yeah, because it's interesting that like a lot of the impetus for this was like you kind of being in like a club kind of scene, you know what I mean? Like it's interesting that like, you know, being a DJ, you kind of see like the best of both worlds, right? You see people turn up and you see people crash, you know what I mean? You see people get lit and you see people burn. And it's like, it's interesting that like, you know, it's no coincidence to me that a DJ that's also around the people's best of times also identifies that, you know, it's important to be there during the worst of times too.
And that's the beauty of it, man. Like we can have fun, we can go out, but like when it gets down to the nitty gritty, like when we really need to sit down and talk, like we can still do that. You know what I'm saying? So like, and like I used to battle that, like, man, like I'm in the clubs, like I'm playing songs that talk about like shaking ass and stuff. You know, so I felt like
sometimes you just gotta. It's the game.
It's the game, yeah. But I mean, but at the same time, like, bro, like we just that's just fun. Like that's not like our everyday lives. You know, we just kicking it. But like, you know, that's why. And I used to get I definitely had people think like it was fake. You know, they would question like my intentions and my motives, and I just had to get to a point where like, look, man, I don't care. There's people that are being helped, and that's all that matters to me. If you think I'm being fake, if you think this is all a facade, you know, a charade, that's on you, because there's people that actually are coming to these sessions and they're getting help and they're feeling good after they leave, and that's all I care about at this point. So, you know, what it is. If you actually sit down, like B had a chance, if you go on a like car ride with me and sit down with me, like you'll see like there's more than me than the headphones. So
yeah,
because to back that up too, like we were just talking in the whip about just almost from everything to like family to the vaccine to everything, right? And we just came to the agreement that this whole thing, like I'm not trying to be corny in the slightest, but it is what it is.
We're all corny.
Yeah, you're right. But I kind of just think like it's a game, bro, at this point. Like you're not gonna make your own rules in this game. You gotta have these rules work for you. That's why when we were talking about like, yo, I'm sorry that I can't play this and this and that because I'm on payroll, bro. Like you work from Monday to Friday. This is my Monday through Friday. For me, these 4 hours that I have with you tonight, like
look at Bron. Yeah. Like he became so talented and so much of like he became the resource that like you had to go through him to talk, like to get through anything. And like that's the thing. Like if you want to change things, you have to become the resource. And like that, and like to get even deeper, that's, I mean, if you look at like the Black community, we're not using our own resources. But then like we talked about too, like, you know, people like, you know, it's always like support Black, but it's like, bro, you got to give me a product too. You know, you can't just say support Black business and it's like your product's not good. You know what I'm saying? You know, so like I think for us, like as a culture and like as a people, like if we want things on our own terms, we have to use our own resources. We have to have our own clubs, our own restaurants, you know, things like that. And like you're starting to see it more.
You buy by the block type shit. Yeah.
You really do. Yeah. I mean, look at Tulsa. Like it was a Black Wall Street. It was its own spot. And then obviously it got I wouldn't even say just gentrified. They came through and just
burnt it down.
But look how much it was thriving. It was thriving. You know what I'm saying? So like, And like, and I'm not saying like I'm trying to just do private events just so like my black homies can come and hang out, but like, you know,
You wanted to unify. You wanted to be for everybody.
yeah, I just wanted something to where like when people come, like it's really the vibe we want. And I'm not even saying like it's gonna be all hip hop. You might hear some dope remixes in there, like you know what I'm saying. You might hear some R&B, like, but
and to just back up that point again too, we just gotta like, as a people, for real, gotta stop like acting like it's too cool to like try new things, or it's like when he was talking about his Just Breathe thing, niggas thought he was being fake. Like, bro, he's trying to talk about mental health issues, like things that we weren't allowed talking about when we were kids because we were deemed soft, or like you're ungrateful because you're complaining. It's like, dude, like sometimes I just need a break and I need someone to talk to. And if I can't, I've had friends that had moments where they wanted to talk, no one was there, and what happened? They're gone now because the demons in their heads, you know, were telling them to do these things. But if they had like a group like Just Breathe, maybe they'd still be here. But it's just like these things are taken for such like a joke sometimes. But it's like it's crazy to me that like someone who's willing to do something is being made fun of. I think we just got to stop like hating on anybody that's trying to do something for a group of people, and like really just start supporting each other instead of like, that's what I said about Sky. Like, why is he not being supported in his own city? I don't get it. The music, the product is there. It's there.
bro, people
Like, I don't understand like why we don't why our own cities don't support us. It's I don't know if it's some
cool. I mean, like, look at any major artist that's ever made it. Like, they had to almost go out of their own city. Like, people that have ever,
except for Drake.
yeah,
He
that's true. But
he did. He left.
He did though.
yeah, I mean, to an extent. But he became the resource, and then he went back, and he blew it up. That's the goal. That's the goal. Leave, learn. There's a quote: learn, earn, return. Learn it, make money off of it, put it back, then go reinvest it. That's the goal. And that's anything: business, relationships. Learn, earn, return. Go figure that shit out. Go make some money off of it, build it up, come back, do it how you got to do it.
That's facts. What it sounds like to me is we need to find some abandoned building in the short north. We're gonna call it Just Breathe, right? And then in the back,
Hey,
we have a little speakeasy. We're gonna call it Just Drink. It's gonna be Just Drink right in the back, all right? You gonna show therapy in the front.
talk about your mental health, then we go have a drink.
3 knocks on the door, then it's Just Drink.
If we're not there, leave a voicemail.
Exactly.
Actually, that's not a terrible idea.
That's what I'm saying.
I'll cut you in on it.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you, dog.
We want to thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of EITR podcast. It's your boy B again. My dogs Josh, Oren. Thank you guys once again. Yo, I want to give a special shout out to the biggest, the baddest, Amanda.
You get best DJ in Columbus.
Yo, he just performed at a wedding. I was there. He did that.
Book him.
Shout out the IG tags.
Shout out to D-Book and Anna, man. Yeah, D-Book, bro.
Hold on, we gotta tell before we log off.
Yeah, hold on.
We're closing the wedding down, and I told B, like, I've rarely had a groom come up to me like, yo, let me get the mic. So I'm like, whatever, bro, you paying me. So I'll give him the mic. He's like, man, shout out to DJ Leek, this and that, hype me up. He's like, and then he acted like he just won a championship game. He's like, you know, everybody been asking me all night, like, what I'm about to do after this. And I told him, I'm going home to my wife. And I was dead, bro.
And then
let's go.
And then when I turn my back, he's at Gala with us.
Hey, he said, I'll go back to my wife eventually.
No.
Eventually.
The vibes were.
I got the rest of my life with this woman. All right, we good.
People are still like being like, dude, like, I wish we could go back. Like, bro, Leek did that, bro. Shout out to D-Book and Anna. But yo, don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, add my dog's page at Just Breathe. Is it what's the page for Just Breathe?
Yeah, Just Breathe or _ Just Breathe 1. Do that, and then once you get there, like, we got like a texting service. All the meetings and stuff are on there. So yeah.
Appreciate it. And also, just real quick, my boy still has the beanies, okay? My boy still has the beanies. This one's still in the package. It's not that cold yet. But for when it does, I'm telling you, it has the satin on the inside.
Oh, wow.
Get your waves popping Okay.
Wow.
This isn't
Check
the
that out.
white man's
Link in-
fabric. This is
it's
the
in our-
black
it's in our
man's
link.
fabric.
He got black
Okay.
ones. He got black or gray.
He has all different colors. He has black ones. He has all types of colors. All have this.
That's tough.
Inside. I'm telling
Yeah.
you. Check
It'll
it
be
out.
in. We'll send you the link though.
That's a
Is
wicked.
it Vulo? Vulo?
Yeah, like,
Vulo, yep. And we get a discount. So you get a little 30% off or something
Yeah.
like that. Mhm.
but like I
Nice 15.
said, don't forget to like and subscribe on the page, our YouTube page. Don't forget to follow us at EITR Pod on Instagram. We want to thank y'all for being you. Yo, big shout out to my dog Leek, man. I really appreciate you coming through. Yeah, my G. Signing off.
We out.
Peace.